I be forgetting that I'm not on TikTok. Y'all like going live on TikTok better because it's easier to get people into your live. But anywho, so I have been gone for a while. Life has been lifing just a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit. I don't know what's been going on with you guys, but as you guys can see, those that's gonna hop in here a little later after the time, you can see that I titled this video, um, what is that? IYKL, which is the acronym for I Know You Lying. Um, so the reason why YouTube don't want me to be great, and my reception is like bad, so it's raining. I don't know if that's got anything to do with it, but I'm not gonna be on here long. So I don't know. I just felt like I needed to come on here and I needed to touch base with you guys because I think we all going through a period right now where we're just trying to, I don't know, find peace in life. And there's a lot of people that are peace disturbers. And that's why I titled this video, I Know You Lying, because I have found that a lot of people don't realize when they are disturbing other people's peace. Now, hear me out. Because I know you're going to say, Tony, we're going to hold adults accountable. And we are. But I think a lot of people sometimes are like so focused on themselves. They don't realize when they're being toxic to others. Okay. And I think it's our responsibility to be honest with those that surround us. This is definitely time to protect our peace. Okay, this is definitely time. Hi, Angel. This is definitely time for us to hone in on our abilities. Thank you so much. It's so comfortable. Hi, Neil. And this is a time for us to be honest with those that are around us that are disturbing our peace. Um, because y'all, it's crazy. Like the world has gotten very, very crazy. And protecting your peace is more important now than it has ever been before. Okay, so those of you that have a gift, okay, those of you that have, well, we all have a purpose and we all have gifts. But those of you that are not exercising your gifts, I don't know what you're waiting on. Like I don't know if you were waiting on a sign, this is it. This is your sign. Those of you that know that you have somebody around you that is standing in the way of you reaching your full potential or you starting whatever it is you need to start, this is your sign. Okay? I know you lying. Like I know what you not gonna do is waste your own precious time that you have on this earth. Y'all, time is the most valuable currency. Okay? We're all after a dollar, but you can't get time back. You can't get time back. Please don't waste your time. Please don't let somebody rob you of your peace. Please don't let somebody make you get distracted from your purpose. Let's not do that. Hi, Mikey. Mikey. Let's not do that. I have to keep myself in check because I haven't been on here. I haven't been on here because I've been letting myself be distracted by a lot of other things. Some of it kind of important, but some of it kind of not. And I'm committing to myself to not do that anymore. So I thought it would be good if I got on here and I challenged, that's a better word, challenge you guys to do the same thing. Okay? Challenge you guys, hold people accountable. Hold yourself accountable, but hold people accountable. Okay? Hold people accountable. Don't let nobody rob you of your peace. Hi, Sergio. Look at those hands. How are you? Sergio, did you say hi already? Hi, Sergio. Okay, y'all. So let's just get like some affirmation messages. Hi, Well, your name, your screen name say Sergio. Hi, Victoria. Y'all, I love this deck. This is the bold affirmation deck. Okay. I love this deck. It might have some profanity in it, so I apologize in advance. Okay. So let's get a little energy here. So this card says the best things happen when I push myself outside of my comfort zone. Growth lives just beyond my fears. Wasn't I just telling y'all that whoever needed a sign to start utilizing their gift, this is your sign? Sign number 2. Okay, so you need to push yourself. Let's grab one more. Who is LMM? And then we're going to get some more affirmations. This is how I start my day, y'all. I start my day with affirmations. Seeing is believing, and you have to believe something before you can see it. I know y'all that are watching this are talented. I know I have some artists watching this. I know coming after the live stream is shared, I know there's going to be a lot of people watching this that have many gifts, okay? And what I want to say to you is stop sleeping on your gift. Stop letting somebody trick you out of going towards your gift. Out of not going towards your gift, using your gifts to go towards your dreams. Quit doing it. It's okay. Mistakes are just proof that I'm trying. I never give up. Every setback fuels my comeback. So, you know what? I'm glad this card came out because I was having a conversation with my daughter. And what I was telling my daughter is you have to be the type of person that is resilient. Like you have to be the type of person that every time you run into a roadblock, you train your mind to start thinking about the path around that roadblock. Okay. Now, for those of us that's grown, it could be a myriad of things. It could be, I don't know, you juggling bills. It could be at work. You might have the type of job where you work on projects and you guys have to figure out a task or figure out how to overcome an obstacle. I don't know. But whatever it is, you have to be the type of person to not let setbacks define you and not get so focused on the setback that your mind is now wired for what is that, defeat. Yeah, we don't want to be wired for defeat. Okay, because literally life, even when it's lifing, is meant for us to strengthen that muscle in us that is called resilience. Okay. That's what I was telling my daughter. And that's what I'm telling you guys. And I'm glad that affirmation came out. Every setback fuels my comeback. And I love the fact that they use the word fuels because how often do we get comfortable? These two cards go hand to hand, actually. One card is talking about being in your comfort zone and pushing yourself outside of it. And the other card is talking about how a setback fuels your comeback. So the reason why I say these cards go hand in hand is because how many people get comfortable where they're at and you don't rise to the full potential that you could rise to because you're comfortable. And it's cool to be comfortable. It's cool to chill out sometimes. But what happens is sometimes we forget the power that we have within us and we don't push ourselves out our comfort zone. And that's why when we push ourselves out our comfort zone and then we're met with adversity and roadblocks, it's a good thing because it forces our mind to kick into high gear and start thinking of different ways to do different things. Hey, Jasmine. That's good, y'all. That's good. If you're watching this, please hit the like button. If you're watching this, please share this out. Please engage with this video. Please subscribe, okay? Who am I? My name is Antoinette, but my friends call me Tony, okay? And I started this channel. It's called Let's Talk Sis, okay? But bros, you can come here too. Everybody is welcome, okay? But basically what we do over here, we talk about self-empowerment. We can talk about things, everything from love to life to money. But I like to focus on self because self is the only thing that we have control over, right? We don't have control over others. And that's the quickest way to disappoint yourself is to talk about others. So let's talk about ourselves, how we can better ourselves. So let's get some more affirmations. Let's see what other messages can come out tonight. And the reason why I titled this, I know you lying, because like I said, a lot of us are allowing other people to rob our peace. And that doesn't mean that it's like intentional, and that doesn't mean that it's like overt. Okay. You can allow a boss that makes you feel like the job that you're in is all you're destined to work, or at least right now. It might not, your boss might not say those words, because whose boss will say those words? But you get what I'm trying to say. What I'm saying is you might be working somewhere and your boss is making you feel like, oh, you need this job. You need, look, you can rise above whatever it is you want to rise above. I don't care what your circumstance looks like. I don't care. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you have. I don't care what you don't have. You can manifest anything. You can achieve anything. Literally. And the first step to get there is to believe it. Don't even allow yourself to think the opposite. Don't even allow yourself to think the opposite. I think they call that delusional optimism or something like that. It's some type of word they've coined that as. Y'all will not believe how much I have achieved with delusional optimism. Okay. I live in Houston, Texas. I'm from Dayton, Ohio. I moved here in 2017 with two small kids and no job. Okay. No job. Now, we're going to have a little bit of a story time since we're talking about delusional optimism. The job that I wanted was for a school district because my kids were little, moving to Houston, no family here, no friends here. Visited Houston one time and decided I'm moving to Houston, right? So I was brainstorming, right? Because again, adversity. It's like you moving to Houston. I even have friends that are still my friends that I love dearly because I knew that their concerns were coming from a place of love. But I even have friends that was just like, you can't move to Houston. You ain't got no support system. Them kids is little. Like, move to Houston for what? You barely even know anything about Houston. You visited Houston one time, but my heart just said, you're going to Houston. Okay. So there's a roadblock here. I have two small children. I'm a single mother. I don't have a job, yet my heart is saying move to Houston. That's a roadblock. What did I do? I figured out a path. So as my mind began to brainstorm, I thought, single mother, no support system, kids, why don't I try to work for a school district? Because at least when my kids are out of school, I would also be off of work, depending on the position that I have, right? So I began looking at the school district positions. I started applying for this specific position, y'all. Y'all gonna have to listen to this. Start applying for this position when I didn't even live in Houston, okay? But I started applying for it. I didn't hear nothing back, and I just knew I'm using out-of-town addresses. They're not calling me back because I'm from out of town, right? But nonetheless, I still start making plans. I still start making preparation to move to Houston. No job, have to get someplace to live. How you gonna find someplace to live with no job? Listen, I was approved for an apartment with no job. I did not have to lie. I did not have to scam. I did not use, I think, CPN numbers or whatever they be calling that stuff. I've heard of that, but I don't even know what that is. I didn't have to do any of that. I manifested. I decided I'm moving to Houston, and I didn't let no friends, no family, no support system, small kids. I didn't even let not having a job make me think the move to Houston is not going to happen. That's how you manifest and you achieve your goals. You cannot even consider defeat. Now, have your ducks in a row, have you a plan, but when it comes to your mind, you cannot even consider defeat. You can't. You have to look defeat in the face and say, what's the title of the slide? I know you lying. Like, that's literally what you got to do. It might sound crazy. It's going to be people around you that are pragmatic, practical minded, job first, then this, then that, that's going to hate. Let them hate. They don't know no better. They don't know no better. They have not mastered what we're talking about right now. They still live in a finite way of thinking. Okay. We are transcending above that way of thinking. Okay. I know you lying. Guess what job I ended up with, y'all? The one I was applying for. Okay. I started applying for this job in January. Now, I didn't know there were two positions. I just knew the position with the description was there in January, and I began applying for it in January 2017. And I moved in August of 2017, and I got that job in October. of 2017. What does Quan Frazzle say? What in the Stephen Hawking's treadmill are you complaining about? Quan Frazzle, are you trying to be a comedian? You got to keep working at your jokes, sweetheart. They're not landing. So, moving forward, I got the job that I was applying for. Okay? Got the job that I was applying for. 9 months later, y'all. 9 months later. I'm telling you, it works. Delusional optimism works. I'm a living witness. That was 2017. My kids are almost adults now. Okay? I have been in Houston for 9 years now. Started off with no job. That same job was very lenient with me finishing my college degree. I could do homework in the office after I had finished my work in front of my boss. Didn't have to hide none of that. Finished my degree. Ended up being the boss of that department that I was working in. Wait. And let me also throw this nugget in. The job that I got had no experience in doing that job. But they just happened to be looking for somebody with account management experience, which I did have. But revenue cycle billing, I had never had any experience with revenue cycle billing, y'all. And the crazy thing is, finished my degree there. They came to me. They knew I had graduated high school. They knew I had graduated college. And they said, we don't want her to leave. Let's move some people around and we want to get her to stay. Let's offer her this supervising position. Y'all don't even like supervising people. They played musical chairs to keep me there. Am I saying this to be cocky? Absolutely not. I'm saying this to say when you decide that you are going to succeed and when you are going to surpass a level in life, then life has no choice but to give you exactly what your decision is. That's delusional optimism because you're not even considering failing. You're not considering falling on your face. Failure is not an option. People say that, but it's clear that people don't believe that. That's just become a thing that people says because people will say that and then they'll turn around and fail. Baby, you only fail because you stop believing. And it don't matter what you believe. You call it belief, you call it faith. It's all one and the same. Now, my main job, when I'm not doing stuff like this, when I'm not making skincare, keeping my skin clear, I'm in IT. And guess what opened the door for me to be in IT? Revenue cycle management. That very job that I'm talking about, that I manifested when I was still living in Ohio, 7 months before I moved to Texas, having no experience, opened the door for what I'm doing right now in IT. So those of you that are watching this right now and that are going to see this in the future, I know you lying. I know you lying thinking that you cannot achieve that, whatever it is that your heart and your mind is telling you can achieve. I know you lying. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. But it starts with you. It starts with you getting out your own way. And it starts with you being accountable to your beliefs. And believing that failure is not an option and not letting any of the naysayers, even the ones we love, because not everybody is a hater. Not everybody's a hater. Like I said, I had some loved ones that didn't really see the vision, and I get it because people, they're methodical. And I didn't call them a hater. I knew it was from a place of love. But you have to be able to, what's the word I'm looking, tune that out. You got to be able to tune that out with love and understand what that is, but not let that make you lose sight of your vision. There's lots of people. There's no reason why anybody watching this video right now, and those that are going to watch this video in the future, should not be exactly where their heart and their mind tells them they should be. There's nothing standing in the way. I'm the type of person, I don't care if you want to run with no legs. I'm going to believe in you. A young man that's from the city that I'm from, bless his heart, he's passed on now because he was riding an ATV with no legs and unfortunately had an accident. But what I loved about that young man, he never let nothing stop him. He was born with no legs and was all city football. Now, how you all city football with no feet? Because failure was not an option. because him born with no lower half, and somewhere in his life he decided he was gonna play football, and they like, how you gonna play football? You don't even have a whole body. You know what he said? I know you lying. I know you lying. That's what he said, and he played football. Now, tragically, he lost his life having fun, but he did what he wanted to do, despite what the next person would have said he couldn't do. So, Quan Frazzle, you the only one in here and you talking ish. You the only one in here and you talking ish. You tired of telling bad jokes now? Rubber butt and baby bumpers. Who said you was hating? I said you was talking ish. I said you was telling bad jokes. Quan Frazzle, please. Okay? Come in here, get the message. If you don't want the message, see your way out. That's what you can do. I'm not worried about you hating or harassing, baby. You're on the internet. Okay? I'm not one of those people. If you subscribe to my channel, you will see just that. I ain't one of those people. Okay? I'ma love you. I'ma get you told. But I'ma love on you, okay? So if you're gonna be in here, reciprocate the love or leave. Now, affirmation time. These affirmations really got us going, y'all. Let's see. Let's see what other affirmations we can get. I'm gonna pray for you because I think you might be a little different. Okay. Everything works out for my highest good. It don't matter what card I pull is going to tie in with what we talking about, because that's how it works. Everything does work for your highest good, but you have to believe it. You have to believe it first, and then it happens next. And you cannot allow any room for doubt, and you cannot allow anybody else to come in and sow a seed of doubt, because one little seed of doubt sometimes is all we need to derail our thinking and to completely distract us from what the plan and what the purpose is. And I'm a firm believer, if you were born for a purpose, that purpose gonna get achieved. Now, unfortunately, some people aren't the ones that end up walking in that purpose. They may drop the purpose and somebody else may have to come after them and achieve that purpose. But God gonna get the glory. He gonna get the purpose done, whether it's you or whether it's the next person. Okay, I'm just a messenger. I'm just a vessel here trying to spread the message to somebody who I know needs to hear it, because we have some great people in this world. I don't care about all of the bad stuff you hear about on social media, on the news. This world is full of wonderful people, and some of those people are wonderful too. They're just low vibrational at the moment, and some of them have done horrible things, which that's that. But my point is this: live in your purpose. You're gonna have to learn how to look adversity in the face and say, "I know you're lying." That's the only way you're gonna get there. That's the only way you're going to get there. Okay, take it from me. I've done it. I've been doing it, and I've accomplished a lot. I'm in front of you right now in a big house that 8 years ago circumstances said I shouldn't be here. I already told y'all. If y'all know anything about seeing people telling their story about moving to Houston and falling flat on their face out here, moving to Houston and having to live in hotels, moving to Houston and living in storage units. And I'm not poking fun of anybody, because some of those people are going to have wonderful testimonies and stories one day. But to know that I did it and that wasn't even my experience, everything just boom, 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 fell in line. And literally, it was like building a path from 2017 to this very second. Now, I give God the glory, but I know God also has given us our own power in order to create our own reality with that little bit of power He's given us. He off doing His thing. He set the universe in place. He off doing His thing. It's our job to make our reality the reality with the power that we all have. But doubt and setbacks and haters will cause us to get distracted and not even recognize the power that we have to accomplish what we absolutely can accomplish. So I'm gonna get one more affirmation for y'all. It's only been 24 minutes. I usually stay on here for an hour, But I don't think my tribe is in here tonight. It's Friday and I kind of went live impromptu. I usually go live on Thursdays. So if you are just seeing me again, my name is Antoinette, but my friends call me Tony. Okay. And we talk about everything from self-care, self-love, empowerment, money. Okay. We really, really talk about money on this channel. Okay. But today we talking about following our gift, because that's how you unlock wealth anyway. You have to be walking in your purpose. What do it matter if I'm a Republican or a Democrat? I'm neither, actually, because they're on the same team. Read your book. All right. Speaking of money, look at this affirmation that came out. I am a money magnet and attract wealth and abundance. I can't make this up. I was just talking about wealth and abundance and it fell out. It fell out. So that lets you know the money gonna come, but you got to walk in your purpose first. I will succeed today. Okay, y'all. So we gonna get up out of here after I give y'all these two scriptures, because you gonna get the whole kit and caboodle over here. This first one says, keep your heart with all diligence, for out of it are the well springs of life. Okay, so out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So guard your heart. Blessed is she who believes, she or he who believe, for there will be a fulfillment of the things which have been spoken to her from the Lord. Okay, so boom, that's that. We've been here 25 minutes. That's enough. He trying to take away LG. Okay, this is not a political channel. Okay, we don't talk about politics over here. You know why? We just got finished talking about how we set our own goals and we don't open ourselves up to think about doubt. So I don't care who in the Oval Office. I really don't. And y'all may take that how y'all want to take it. Okay, he's gonna do what he's gonna do. You make sure you doing what you're supposed to do. Okay, especially you, whatever your name is. And I want you to get some rest. So next time I go live, if you come back in here, you come back in here and talk about the subject and not trying to derail my live. Okay. I don't have my moderators on here right now. A lot of people are thinking of moving to Canada. But anywho, so I thank you guys for joining. Those that did join, okay. If you have not subscribed already, please subscribe to my channel, okay. You're going to get a lot of valuable information on here. Next time that I go live, I'm going to go live. We're going to talk about passive income, okay. I talked about it once before. I am working on my website, okay, and I'm working on doing a whole course to share with you guys what I've learned in finance, what I've learned over the years about making money while I sleep. Okay, so please hit the subscribe button. I hope you guys have a wonderful Friday evening. I hope you're safe where you're at. If you're in the Texas area, please stay dry. And I love y'all. Bye.